Why hello there, my name is Freckris and welcome back to Let's Play Dream Daddy. I'm moving the mouse and freaking myself out on accident, sorry. We're gonna go check out Hugo because he's just next on the list. Might as well just go down the line. We're gonna go on a first date with him, just to see. Again, as I said in the previous episode, just because, the relationship between him and my daughter, I personally wouldn't check him out until, after she's graduated. Just because, I don't know, the favoritism as well as being too hard on her as well. It's like a weird dynamic of, workplace relationship, almost. So yeah, navigate to Hugo's dad book page and type out a message. Hey Hugo, great seeing you at the barbecue. Want to hang out sometime? Wait for a few minutes before the computer dings. I'm so glad you messaged me, and I definitely want to hang out sometime, but I have a favor to ask. Our class is going on a field trip to the aquarium today, and one of our chaperones called in sick. Is there any possible way you can come by and replace them? Uh-oh. Yeah, sure. Heck yeah, I can go to the aquarium. I completely understand if you don't want to or can't make it, but I'm going to be honest with you here. It's the middle school class. I need as much help as I can get. Think about it for a moment. Man, that's a lot of screaming kids that I'd be accountable for, and they're middle school, so arguably the worst age to be. Amanda silently trudges into the kitchen and pours herself a bowl of cereal. Morning, Amanda. Morning, Pops. Hey, how was middle school for you? Bad, but nobody likes middle school. It's 3 years of bad acne, crying, and being generally terrible. Everyone sucks, no self-awareness, it's just a bunch of hormonal teenagers locked in a gross old building for 40+ hours a week, doing long division and starting fights over, I don't know, pizza day, top 40s pop. Middle schoolers should be avoided at all costs. What was your middle school experience like? I don't remember, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I had braces, and I had long hair, and I was the worst, ugliest tomboy I've ever seen. But everyone's awkward and gross in that stage, so whatever. Had my first crush in middle school, and I'm still bitter about it. Alexis Stuggs, you hurt me, and I'll never forget. Darn you, Alexis. You stole my Pokemon cards. I can't have that. What'd she do to you? Stare off into the middle distance, remembering the 24 hours that we dated and the 3 times we held hands between class periods. Then I remember the bitter betrayal, her leaving me for Arnold Birmingham, him making me eat dirt in front of her. I won't talk about it. Huh. See? Middle schoolers are reprehensible. Wait, why are you asking me about middle school? Oh, Mr. Vega requested my help to chaperone his middle school class to the aquarium. Just wanted to know what I was in for. You get to go to the aquarium? Are you kidding me? Last field trip I got to go to was a clam chowder factory. They didn't even give us clam chowder. They gave us square pizza at a clam chowder factory. Disappointing. Oh, is that why you won't eat clam chowder anymore? No, it's because Bobby Wellington threw up into one of the vats of clam chowder and I'm the only one who saw it happen. Ugh. It haunts me. Right, let's leave that story firmly in the past. Anyway, you should just do it. Mr. Vega sounds like he could really use the help. Plus, you get to hang out with a cool fish. Man, I get kind of weird about aquariums. The ocean makes me nervous. What? Are you worried that a whale is gonna pop out in the touch tank and swallow you whole? I am now! Don't you put fear in my heart. Well, do they have penguins there? Yes, they have penguins there. Then it's settled. Penguins outweigh the fear of the ocean. Sit back down to the computer and let Hugo know that I'm available. He tells me to meet him at the aquarium and gives me the address. I grab my keys and kiss Amanda on the forehead before I head out. I arrive at the aquarium to find that the school buses have beaten me there. Preteens huddle around their teachers in small groups, yelling at each other and goofing off. Every teacher looks like they're at their wits' end. Hugo jogs up to me looking frazzled. So glad you're here. Hugo! It's been a debacle this morning. We're short-handed and most of the kids won't stop screaming, as I'm sure you know is the case with all middle schoolers. I didn't scream a lot in middle school until, there were appropriate times to scream. Like, you go to a convention, you go to a panel, there's, cool voice actors, and you scream. That's fine. But I didn't scream a lot as a kid. I mean, I might have been noisy. I lived through Amanda at 12. I'm all too familiar. Great. Well, it's you and me chaperoning a group of 10 kids. They're over here. Hugo walks me over to a gaggle of preteens who are all sitting on the ground playing with their phones. They're not kicking each other like some of the other groups, so we're off to a good start. Can you guys put your phones away? All the kids look up for a moment to stare at Hugo. Then they look back. Then they go back to texting. At least they're quiet. Too quiet. These guys are up to something. I can feel it. There's no way. They're too busy thinking about not getting food stuck in their braces to pull any stunts. It's middle school after all. We'll see. Don't mess with the turtles. Leave the turtles alone. Classes start filing into the aquarium, and Hugo hands out massive stapled packets of paper to each kid. These are due at the end of the field trip. Yes, this will be for a grade. No, you can't borrow a pencil. Kids collectively groan and grab some sheets from Hugo. What's in the packet? Honestly, it's just busy work so the teachers can have a moment's reprieve. I think one of the questions asked them to sit quietly for 10 minutes to think about the Great Barrier Reef. Teacher hacks. I like it. Wait, I thought you were an English teacher. What does that aquarium have to do with books? We just did a unit on the old man and the sea. Nothing quite like introducing kids to the futile perseverance of the human spirit by making them pet stingrays. Gives us time to check out the exhibits as well. Come on, they have a phenomenal selection of tropical fish. While the kids sit on the floor and pretend to do their assignments while they text, Hugo and I wander over to a large tank filled with brightly colored fish. Hugo points to a brown and white fish with long spines. A lionfish? Hey. That right there is a lionfish. Did you know that their stomachs can expand up to 30 times in size? Why? Whoa. Their spines are venomous too. Nature is hardcore. Oh. You think that's bad? Take a look at this one over here. Hugo points to a spiny, grumpy-looking fish hanging out near the bottom of the tank. There's a stonefish? That's a stonefish. Most venomous fish in the world. And they just, like, keep it here? Oh, they're relatively harmless so long as you don't step on them. What happens if you step on them? Tissue necrosis. Yep. Cool. Nature's wild. Man, Hugo seems to know a lot about fish. I feel the overwhelming need to impress him. Hey, see that fish over there? That one? Yeah, that's the American longfin, blue-nosed wiggly fish. That's if I didn't know enough about animals, yes, I would make up silly names just like that. Humphead wrasse. It's a wiggly fish. Yeah? Did you know that? Paranormal fish trivia, psychic fish trivia, political fish trivia. Let's go with paranormal. That this fish sleeps upside down, but contrary to popular belief, it's not an actual vampire. That's the vampire fish. Wait, are you serious? Absolutely not. I'm playing for the gag here. Ha! Good one. We lead the kids to another room. Sharks, sea turtles, eels, and other marine life swim around in massive floor-to-ceiling aquarium. The kids begin trying to take selfies with the sharks, and the reflections are too shiny to do anything. Hugo leads my side to separate two kids who started fighting over a Capri Sun. Walked around the room reading the tiny little blurbs about different fish swimming inside of the enclosure. After a while, I look around to see Hugo again. He's gazing up at the aquarium in childlike wonder. The ripples in the water cast blue, moving shadows across his face. For someone surrounded by angry, hormonal preteens, he looks completely peaceful. He looks really cute in this light. I hope he doesn't notice me staring. I would totally take a picture. Wow. I walk over to join him. Beautiful, isn't it? Rather stare at you. Oh, you can learn a great deal from Mother Ocean. Are those two sharks kissing? Oh, those both are good. I'd rather stare at you. What? Hugo turns bright red. Maybe I put it on too thick. Oops. I mean, I'd rather not stare at you at all. Hugo looks confused. Great save, Freckris. Good job. I mean, never mind. Forget I said anything. I'm suddenly very sweaty. I search around for a fish tank to dunk my head into to cool down. We stand together for a moment, admiring the wonders of marine life. We eventually make our way to the touch tank room, which seems to be the only thing the kids are actually interested in. The tank is filled with a variety of horseshoe crabs, sea urchins, stingrays, and small fish. That's a kind of dangerous touch pool, but okay. Stand around the edges of the tank and keep a wary distance from the sea life. Who knows what kind of nefarious plans the horseshoe crabs have for my well-moisturized hands. No nefarious plans. They have a mola back there? Those things are huge. Anyway. That's a sunfish, ocean sunfish. They get gigantic. Hugo rolls up his sleeve and sticks his hand in the water. Don't you want to pet some rays, Freckris? Oh, I think I'm good. I think I should just stay over here and admire them from a respective distance. Come on, it'll be fun and informative. Don't make fun of me, but I'm scared to touch them. I get weird when there's no glass separating us. I don't know what any of those things are, but I get the feeling they will probably bite me and my delicious hands if given the chance. Stingrays don't have teeth? They've got munchy plates? Nothing in this tank can hurt you. The stingrays have had their barbs removed, the horseshoe crabs only eat little clams, and the anemones are pretty safe to touch. What, you can touch anemones? Maybe these specific ones? Against my better judgment, I approach the tank, slowly dipping my hand into the cold water. I touch a stingray as it glides past me. See? Not so bad. Feels like fun, slimy leather. Things get a lot less scary when you learn more about them, right? I dive my hand back into the touch tank with a renewed vigor for ocean life. I poke at some urchins and feel the hard carapace of horseshoe crab. My hand brushes against Hugo's as we reach for the same anemone. I pull away blushing. Hugo smiles at me. Hey, you're supposed to be touching the fish. Sorry, I just get a little carried away. Wait. That girl over there looks suspicious. Why's that? Are backpacks usually that wet? Hold on. Susan, get back here! Hugo runs after a middle schooler and catches her before she can make it to the exit. She stole a fish! Wanna tell me what's in the bag? Textbooks? Wanna tell me what's really in the bag? Susan won't budge. I walk over to Hugo and the girl. I think he might need a bad cop. Look, kid. We don't have time for games here. It's even 5 to 10 in the clink. Not afraid to hit a child. I don't want to go too hard on the kid. I don't want to make her cry. I don't have time for games. Whatever it is, it goes back in the touch tank. Now. You're not a teacher. You can't tell me what to do. Yes, well, I am. Can you please put the bag down? Next time we won't say please. Susan glares at Hugo for a moment before dropping her book bag on the floor. It lands with a wet slap. We stare at it for a moment before it starts to move. Whoa! Hugo leans down and unzips the backpack. A horseshoe crab frantically scuttles out and across the floor. An employee swoops in and scoops it back and places it back into the tank. She gives us a disapproving look. Jesus, Susan, what was your plan? I was trying to free him. To where? Outside? Susan, go back to your group. We'll discuss this later. Yeah, and hands where we can see him. Susan skulks off, leaving me alone with Hugo. He gives me a pat on the shoulder. Middle schoolers have sticky hands. I doubt that's the first time that's happened here. Or the last. In the next room, we see a variety of smaller tanks, sea urchins, tiny fish, and a rainbow of beautiful underwater plant life surrounds us. Yes. Look over there. Hugo points to some seahorses gathered at the bottom of a tank. One of them is in the middle of giving birth. He's a good dad. He's giving birth. He's protecting his babies. That's actually the male seahorse. Sort of takes fatherhood to a new level, doesn't it? Hey, kids, come check this out. There's a male seahorse giving birth. A low murmur from the students. They just jump back on their phones. Fun fact, male seahorses can give birth and then get pregnant in the same day. Ooh, man, we thought we had it hard. Wonder if they have to deal with their kids' awkward teenage years too, all however many thousand of them. It's a couple hundred, probably not 1,000. You seem to know a lot about marine life, Hugo. It's not really my specialty, but I do make a point to learn as much as possible whenever I can. I think that learning shouldn't end when you leave school. We should challenge ourselves to find more about the things we don't understand every day of our lives. And I agree. That's definitely the thing that you should do, because don't let your mind rot away. Learn things. Because if you stop learning, I don't think you'll ever be able to grow or change as a person. Exactly. Good point. But I still don't trust the ocean. We'll get there. We finally make our way over to my favorite part of the tour, the Arctic exhibit. Do we get to see the penguins? Yes, we get to see the penguins. Yes! Hell yes! Look at the penguins, they're sliding away. Our group of kids run around the exhibits. They won't stop tapping on the glass of the puffin enclosure, trying to get their attention. For at least a few moments, teachers, chaperones, and students alike seem to be having a great time. What was I so worried about? This isn't too bad. Hugo suddenly grabs my arm. Oh my god, there's a student in the penguin enclosure. Oh no. Wait, just kidding, it's very bad. Is that one of ours? It most certainly is. Molly Henderson, Susan's friend. I look over to the penguins and see a determined-looking kid crouching behind a rock. She's just out of sight of one of the employees. Over on the side of the enclosure, I see the door to the exhibit ajar. Was it unlocked this whole time? We gotta stop her before the staff sees and bans our school for life. Hugo looks around. I'll create a distraction. Hugo runs toward the puffin exhibit and addresses the entire room. Everybody, 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 I have an announcement. The whole room turns towards Hugo. Here's a few facts I bet you didn't know about penguins. Everybody just stares at Hugo, confused. Well, this is my shot. I run into the enclosure and I'm greeted by a cold blast of air. Psst, hey! Girl whips around to look at me. Her nose is pink from the cold. You can't be in here! Neither can you! I try to walk over to the girl, but the ground is so icy that I just end up slipping. Oh no! Catch myself before I hit the ground, but the girl still laughs at me. No. Contrary to popular belief, penguins are birds. Birds are traditionally known to fly, but penguins cannot. They swim really well, they have feathers and fins that are just... they're good for swimming. They catch a lot of fish, and then they go breed. So I can understand some confusion when we're discussing the birdness of penguins. The crowd is still somehow enraptured. Kid, what are you even doing? Letting the penguins go! They deserve freedom! Where are they even gonna go? They're gonna live in my closet! Look, I just don't even have time to argue about this. We gotta get out of here! Not until I save a penguin! Oh, no. Little known fact is that penguins only live in cold climates. With some exceptions. So they don't all live in cold climates, if you're splitting hairs here. Did I mention that they don't fly? Crowd is starting to lose interest. I'm running out of time. Lay down the law, try to relate to her, bribe her. Oh god. I don't have to follow through on my bribe. I will give you $20 right now if you leave with me. Molly thinks for a second. Okay, well, give it to me right now. I reach into my pocket and pull out everything I have, examining each bill. Okay, well, I have 12 and some change. Also, there's a button here. Is that enough? Pay me the other 8 later and we have a deal. We move to shake on our arrangement before I suddenly realize there's a wave of penguins on their way out of the enclosure. We're gonna have to block these birds. Oh my goodness. Oh no. This is gonna be a mini game. Block that bird. What? How? Oh, okay. Like a little slappy hand. Squeak! They're not going anywhere. Oh. Do I need to like bump them away from each other? Here, just slap the shit out of them. How long do I have to do this? What? How did you get up there? What the heck? This game is broken. You saw that. He went through the... Ah! Penguin has escaped. Yeah, it should not... They should have been blocked. What the frick? 4 penguins escaped. I guess that's better than 94. Good god. That game is broken, guys. Ooh, glad that's over. Just in time, too. Looks like Hugo is wrapping up his diversionary penguin speech. That's why I think that penguins are one of the best animals in the world. A few people in the audience clap out of sense of duty. Everybody starts dispersing. Hugo spots us from across the way and runs over. Molly, what were you doing in there? It was liberating animals, Mr. Vega. You realize that the penguins can only survive in Arctic temperatures, right? You would have had a dead penguin on your hands. Well, it was a thought that counts. No, Molly, it wasn't. Molly turns to me. You owe me $8. Huh? What? I'll pay you later, kid. Molly runs off towards Susan, I suppose so they can compare animal thief notes. You're not off the hook, Molly. Oh. Freckris, did you just bribe a child? I bribed a child. I don't know what she's talking about. Can't play by the rules when there's penguins on the line. Listen, man. We've all done dark things in our lives. I'm not the young, bright-eyed youth I used to be. That person believed in a world where you wouldn't have to bribe children to save a penguin. The me today knows different. I only wish I could go back. Let's just get through the day and get out of here. With the day finally coming to a close, the whole field trip is ushered through the gift shop and we make our way back out of the school buses. As we leave the aquarium, the kids load onto the buses. Hugo pulls me aside. Hey, Freckris, thank you so much for helping me out today. You're a lifesaver. was no problem. It was actually kind of fun. Let me take you out next time and make it up to you. You like cheese boards? I mean, I'm lactose intolerant, but I love cheese. I love cheese boards. I'm all about cheese boards. There's nothing on earth more satisfying than a good cheese board. Great, well, I gotta go make sure the kids don't steal anything else. See you around. Aw. Walk inside to find the house empty. I wonder where the panda's at. Before I know it, Amanda pops through the front door. What you up to tonight? Oh, that's me. What you up to tonight? Just doing some homework. How was the aquarium? It was an adventure. Some kid tried to steal a penguin. Aww. We've all been there. I had to run in and grab her before any of the employees saw. You got to go into the penguin enclosure? Did you steal a penguin for us? Amanda, no penguins were stolen, thanks to the valiant efforts of myself and Mr. Vega. It was nice getting to spend some time with Hugo, though. I'm surprised he helped complete a covert op. He's usually kind of a what? Kind of a stick in the mud? He's actually pretty cool. I had a good time with him. Alright, too much adventure for me today. I'm gonna go rest my eyes. You mean take a nap? There's a difference. You'll learn when you become a father. There's no difference. None at all. Date complete. Tweed. Bad cop fish. Gun safety.
That was exemplary.
Angry about weather. Hey, I got an A rank. Alright, cool. I mean, I messed up with that coming in hot. But, you know, you gotta try. If you don't try, you'll never know. So, that was my first date with Mr. Vega. Asiago getter. I'm gonna get that Asiago. Let me tell you. Alright. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Check out annotations for other videos that I've done. Share, subscribe, and socialize, and all the other fun stuff in the YouTubes down there. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video, and my freckly face is out of here. Bye.